Good evening everybody and welcome back to Monosodes, the episodes about Fakemon. And today's video is gonna roll back the rock to the dawn of time for Fruity Art's Paleon region DLC contest. But to do that, I'm gonna need some help. Hey Zova, you ready to travel?
Multi-universal shenanigans, count me in. Where to?
The Paleon region, please.
Dinosaurs galore, here we come. Try.
Did we make it? Okay, yeah, we made it. For those of you who somehow don't know already, the Paleon region is basically what would happen if Pokémon and Jurassic Park were genetically spliced together. So naturally, this contest entries have to follow suit, being based on prehistoric animals, plants, and concepts. Now I'll be frank for a second, the entries to this contest didn't come to me right away. They actually came from a conversation with some fellow Dino Nodes over on Fruppy's Discord server. So huge shout out to them. They pointed out to me that Paleon's type distribution severely lacked water types, and upon further inspection, they were right. Paleon was severely dehydrated.
Water! Remember water?
Most other regions have a majority of their Pokemon being water type, and that only makes sense, most of the planet is ocean. So I decided on the back of that to take the journey to Big Water and make all of my Pokemon part water type. But then it was also pointed out to me that Paleon does suffer from a desperate lack of monotypes. So 3 mono water types it is, fitting for any aquatic park. And every good park needs a gift shop or 10, where you might find a few dozen of my first entry, which some of you may have seen already. Ragdoli, the flop Pokemon. The body of Ragdoli is soft and malleable, enabling it to bounce back easily from physical trauma. It is an extremely gentle Pokemon that has adapted unusually quickly to human contact, causing speculation that human ancestors may have trained Ragdoli when this Pokemon originally roamed the sea. As you may have already figured out, Ragdoli is based on the often overlooked plesiosaur Dolichoryncops, which by plesiosaur standards is quite small. But that just makes it easier to make adorable and marketable.
Don't turn me into marketable plushies.
Yes, that gift shop comment wasn't for nothing. The other part of this design is a theme of domestication and commercialization, focusing on just how much dinosaurs have been marketed towards children. This theme was even touched on in the Jurassic series itself, so naturally Ragdoli is a cute little plush doll, which is how it gets its name. Ragdoll plus the Dolichoryncops nickname, Dollies. It even has buttons for eyes and a back fin that's in the shape of a paper tag. I also characterized it by adding features you might find on a stereotypical nerd archetype. A bow tie, eye markings that resemble glasses, and some goofy buck teeth. I can imagine plushes of this Pokemon being sold at any of the local tourist destinations. And it's a standalone Pokemon that doesn't evolve, so enjoy spending time with your soft, squishy new friend. But of course, we all know that dinosaurs tended to change into other dinosaurs. So what about a Pokemon that does evolve? Well, if we head inland, we can find 2 groups of researchers that are arguing over a very peculiar Pokemon. Nautawail, the whale Pokemon. Dry form. This strange, reserved Pokemon appears to have an overwhelming desire to submerge itself in water, yet shows no visible aquatic adaptation. Leading researchers recommend keeping Nautawail away from the sea, and theorize that they are related to Sandile. However, some have insisted otherwise.
So what exactly is a Nautawail?
There is certainly a vague mix of elements here, yep. But that is on purpose, because Nautawail is based on an ambulocetus, an early ancestor of modern-day whales that basically looks like a weird crocodile otter with a droop snoot.
Droop snoot?
The snoot would droop.
The snoot drooped.
The main purpose of Nautawail's design is to cause confusion, because if you know anything about paleontology, you know there are times when people just cannot agree on what something is related to. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to set up a dynamic between the Paleon researchers in an effort to make them not quite so uniform in their opinions. They're still figuring some things out. Obviously, since it's pure ground type and has sandile colours, the hypothesis is that Nautawail is related to sandile. But that's just a theory.
Okay!
To truly uncover the nature of Nautawail, you need to trigger the custom aquaskin ability by getting it wet.
Giggity!
So, what are we waiting for? Let's get in the water. Nautawail, the whale Pokémon. Drenched form. Researchers that have indulged Nautawail's desire to submerge itself have been able to witness it change into this form. While it is in drenched form, Nautawail tend to be full of energy and call loudly to each other. Those studying this form believe Nautawail may be a closer relative of Whalema than Sandile.
Now the category makes sense.
Yes, it does. Getting hit by a water move or being exposed to rain turns Nautawail into a far more hydrodynamic form, complete with nostrils moving to the top of its head, webbed digits, and of course a fully developed fluke. One little drop turned it into a fish, and it's clearly very happy about that, not like the boring static mood of the dry form. You know I had to do it to him. Rounding out this mon's theme of conflict and confusion is of course the name, a mixture of nautical, relating to sailors and ships, whale, referring to its calls, and altogether sounding like not a whale, because it is a whale, but it's also not a whale. Yet, win enough battles while in drenched form, and you're in for a big reveal.
Wow!
Nawawail, the sea lizard Pokémon. Researchers in coastal areas have discovered that when Nautawail wins a lot of battles in drenched form, it can evolve into Nawawail. Nawawail are excellent swimmers and amplify their deep calls using hollow chambers in their bellies. Inland researchers still claim Nawawail to be a separate Pokémon, unrelated to Nautawail. That is one big pile of whale. A pile of whale that still somehow manages to get people arguing over what it's actually related to. In the same way that Nautawail's name is based on not a whale, Nawawail's name combines narwhal, a fellow cetacean, whale as in the sound, and now a whale. Because, surprise, it actually is a whale now. Even though the category is now sea lizard.
Why?
Why? Because it's a basilosaurus is why. When these ancient whales were being discovered in the African deserts, they were thought to be the remains of giant sea serpents. But paleontology finds a way, and their true nature was eventually found out. Speaking of those deserts, those are reflected in Nawawail's design. As its back spikes are designed to be shaped like pyramids, the colour scheme is reminiscent of an oasis, and the pattern around its eye references traditional Egyptian makeup. Its big snappers also have a few more teeth.
Which is closer to reality.
I didn't ask for reality, I asked for more teeth. I imagine that while Paleon's own Setamat and Setamega progressed into the more terrestrial whale species, Nawawail may have branched off into the more aquatic species, like Whalelord. And that concludes our Paleon showcase. I do hope you enjoyed. Zova and I are gonna head back home now. Zova? Zova, where have you gone?
I was busy making new friends. Literally.
Zova, you were so preoccupied with whether you could. You didn't stop to think if you should.
Oh, don't be silly. Don't relax. Don't play with the kitty.
Zova? Zova, no!
Clever girl. And that concludes our Paleon showcase. We do hope you enjoyed. Head down to the comments and tell us which of these mons was your favorite. They've been Paleon and I've been Zova. And we hope to see you again, right here, on Monosodes.
That is my line.